In August 1945, World War II ended with Japan's surrender, leaving Korea liberated but divided. The Allied powers, primarily the US and Soviet Union, agreed to temporarily occupy Korea along the 38th parallel, a line chosen hastily without Korean input. This division, intended to be temporary, became permanent as Cold War tensions escalated. The Soviets installed Kim Il-sung in the north, while the US backed Syngman Rhee in the south, setting the stage for ideological conflict. By 1948, two separate governments emerged, each claiming legitimacy over the entire peninsula. By 1946, North and South Korea became proxies for Cold War ideologies. The North, under Soviet influence, implemented Stalinist policies, collective farms, purges of dissenters, and personality cults around Kim Il-sung. Meanwhile, the South held US-supervised elections in 1948, though accusations of rigging and authoritarianism plagued Rhee's regime. Propaganda leaflets flooded both zones. Pyongyang denounced American imperialism, while Seoul warned of communist enslavement. This ideological chasm made reunification increasingly improbable. From 1948 to 1950, both Koreas militarized rapidly. The North, equipped with Soviet T-34 tanks and artillery, built a 135,000-strong army. The South, reliant on lighter U.S. weapons, struggled with discipline. Only 65,000 troops were combat-ready. Border incidents spiked. In 1949 alone, over 100 skirmishes occurred near the 38th parallel. U.S. intelligence downplayed the threat, dismissing North Korean movements as probing attacks. Meanwhile, Kim Il-sung secretly petitioned Stalin for a full-scale invasion, arguing the South would collapse within days. The 38th parallel became a tinderbox. In May 1949, North Korean forces attacked South Korean positions at Kaesong, killing 400. Retaliatory strikes followed, but the U.S. withheld heavy weapons from Seoul, fearing Rhee might invade the North first. By early 1950, defectors reported North Korean troops rehearsing river crossings, a critical skill for invading the South's rugged terrain. Yet U.S. Ambassador John Muccio cabled Washington. No conclusive evidence of impending war. The stage was set for tragedy. In April 1950, Kim Il-sung flew to Moscow, bearing maps showing how North Korea could liberate the South in 3 weeks. Stalin hesitated. Provoking America risked global war, but Mao Zedong's victory in China emboldened him. Secret Soviet archives reveal Stalin's final advice: "If you get kicked in the teeth, I won't lift a finger." With this tacit approval, Kim mobilized 90,000 troops along the border. South Korea's CIA director warned of invasion, but Rhee dismissed it as hysteria. On June 25, 1950, South Korea was woefully unprepared. Only 2 of its 8 divisions were stationed near the 38th parallel. Many officers were on weekend leave, including Defense Minister Shin Sung-mo, who famously declared, "Nothing will happen this summer." U.S. intelligence had intercepted North Korean radio signals indicating special maneuvers, but misinterpreted them. At 4 a.m., North Korean artillery erupted along the entire border. The war began not with a spark, but a thunderclap. North Korea's Soviet-designed tanks rolled south with terrifying speed. The South's anti-tank rifles, obsolete against T-34s, failed to stop them. By noon, the North captured Kaesong. Panic spread as refugees clogged roads. U.S. advisor Joseph Derigo, awoken by shelling, fled Seoul in pajamas. His frantic radio call to Tokyo was the first confirmation of war. Meanwhile, Kim Il-sung broadcasted, "The heroic Korean People's Army has risen to smash the traitor Rhee." Seoul fell with shocking speed. Bridges over the Han River were prematurely blown, trapping thousands of retreating South Korean troops and killing civilians. North Korean infiltrators, disguised as refugees, sabotaged defenses. By June 28, Pyongyang radio announced Seoul's liberation, while Rhee's government fled to Daejeon. U.S. diplomat Harold Noble described the capital as a city of the dead, smelling of burning and rotting flesh. The invasion's brutality shocked the world. Declassified documents show Stalin's calculus. He believed America wouldn't defend Korea. The U.S. had excluded South Korea from its Pacific defense perimeter in a 1950 speech. Stalin also misjudged Mao, who initially opposed the invasion. Yet when the UN Security Council voted to intervene, with the USSR boycotting, Stalin ordered Soviet pilots to secretly fly North Korean missions, disguised in Chinese uniforms. The war was no longer just Korea's. On June 27, 1950, the UN authorized military aid to South Korea, the first collective security action of the Cold War. Truman ordered U.S. forces from Japan to Korea, but their initial battles were disasters. At Osan on July 5, American troops with W-2 era bazookas failed to stop North Korean tanks. Yet the invasion backfired on Kim Il-sung. It unified the UN, brought U.S. ground forces to Asia, and set the pattern for Cold War proxy conflicts. The Korean War had begun, but no one predicted its 3-year slaughter.